Dangerous now. Dangerous. I need to recruit my own members. Justin's not helpful. So he always zip his mouth, smile, his own heart. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this play out how it goes. Are you kidding me? My helpers all disappeared on me. So well. Hello, everybody. Hey, brother. Call you brother now. You guys want to open the lights? I have more lights there. So, yeah. Okay, Noah, you might want to grab a chair and sit beside Esther so that everybody can listen to you clearly. There's another chair. Yeah. Let me see your notebook. Let me see. Bad note taker or good note taker? A good one.
I just started taking notes. And
Oh wow.
I just write Bible verses and
Is
stuff.
that
in there.
right? That's nice. So you wrote everything down?
I had to switch notebooks.
Switch notebooks? Good. Oh, nice. You guys got this book. Good. Okay. Okay, we're going to have Justin to pray for us.
Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to learn and to grow. Father, we are mindful, even as we talk about poetry and other things, that you are the Word, that you are the author, that you are the one that is truly writing our lives, Lord. May we be, even as Ephesians 2:10 says, a poema, your masterpiece, Lord, walking in the good works that you prepared beforehand for us to walk in. Pray that you would give us insight and wisdom in our daily lives, and that you would be with us as we share this time together. We thank you for that. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Bless the Lord. I'm going to have no one to reiterate some whatever is the procedural we have set in place. We can take time to settle and practice things, so don't stress it out. But we're also going to have Elaine to help us introduce herself, her intention to be here, and Elaine going to help us also with discussion stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Noah, you first.
I'm not exactly sure you're asking because
Homework stuff. So yeah, anything has not cleared up? Anything you have questions? Maybe explain the intent, the purpose
Sure.
we try to do those things. Anything need to be modified, adjusted. We don't want to set in something as if we're already in stone, Thing doesn't work, we change. It works, we implement. So
yeah, I know for everybody this is, or for most of the new students, this obviously was new, and not just in writing the poems, but learning how to communicate with people and everything. So
yeah.
As it especially concerns the sharing of the poems, I think that's something that we need to work on a little bit. Not that anyone did anything intentionally wrong or anything, we're just trying to figure out how the sharing process works, because now that we have Elaine on board as well, we want to make sure the poems are not just shared with me, but with Emmanuel and with Elaine as well. I think, I don't know if either of them received all of the poems, so that means I think a few of us were unable to figure out how that works. So in the future, obviously we want to get that down and make sure that everyone that needs to have the poem gets it. And so if you are unsure on how to do that, then the most important thing to do, especially in this class, is just to communicate with those who you know have the answers, and it'll obviously be able to help you.
Yeah, we do have a message discussion, whatever the word called, a group set up. Everybody's on. Is everybody on that group? Literature time group? Yeah, we have writing class called the group.
I don't have anything to do.
Oh, okay. Maybe your dad can help you out a little bit. Okay, so he gonna help you submit Google Doc, or your sister can help you. Okay, so let them help you out privately. the other those things don't have to be have a phone. You can have internet to use it. Okay, like a browser, you can use it. So yeah. The next thing is Eileen's emails on it. My emails there. You can use the kingdomates.org that one to send thing to me. The my Gmail as the key that one is not we're complicated all kinds of files. So this one we're going to use for these purposes. Now, Justin, do you want to be on this list?
Sure.
Yeah. So then let me add you to it. So okay, everybody's on this list already. Okay. Some of you may came from a background doing homeschooling, that kind of setting. We're not really a formal class school, but still we have greater members of a class. So I don't know other how they facilitate you guys into get a comfort in this. So always take a little bit process, and right? So especially newcomers, you guys feel free to ask questions. Don't feel I'm dumb or anything. Actually, nobody knows everything, right? So we need to take the opportunity and take the joy actually build relationship. Build some partnership, making sense to you. So I intentionally set up group setting for that purpose, so the friend or member, your family can discuss those things with you, to introduce you. They can help you to figure out, to ask relevant questions. Now, obviously, my speaking English is a problem, always a problem. Hope it don't take 10 years for Leanne to know what I'm talking about. 2 months will be good, right? Okay, take time. So Justin always misunderstood me, so that's why so we don't talk to each other that often. So, yeah. That's a joke. Anyway, so everything take time. We'll get there. So Esther in the beginning pretty puzzled by me, right? Seriously, remember that? Yeah. So she's getting the good with that. So anybody have an inventive ideas or things you feel awkward, not able to help in a small setting, or you always will feel free to reach out to Elaine or and me, Justin as well, if you need it, for clarity, so we can help you out. So that's what's going on. The other thing is homework. You don't homework. Let me explain to you guys my thinking. Obviously, with so many members class, we had to change the dynamic, the pace, and the way how we review poems. We cannot go through everyone's poem this time, so we're going to have to be very selective about it. Now, selective, there are 2 ways to do this. In my understanding, either one by one rotating. I don't think that's actually helpful. My thinking is that can be done privately with your group, with other members, your family. Then you can discuss, help those discussions can pretty much carry it out in the private setting, especially those new to writing, new to poems, those things you can be helped on that level. Our group have different age, different, I don't know the word, what is the word called, get different levels, right? So I think it's better in my assessment, you can correct me if you think it's wrong, to have the good poems, to study together. It's like reading select poems through the time, so to look at it, interact with the author, interact with the one correcting them. By observing, you will know what to do with yours, and the ones will help others know how to help them to improve their quality poems, impart that kind of experience with them, and bring the dynamic the class to personal tutoring time, tutoring interaction times. Making sense to you? I think that's a triple down better way to effectively use this time, so our time obviously will be very limited. But you have private time, you have group time, that's depends on how you guys want to do it, so So that's a model I try to follow. So, Justin, do you think that's a good way to think? Okay, Noah, we talk a little bit. So, what do you think? Okay, yeah. So with that, however, there will be a problem. Is that I don't want you guys to take issue with the group. Is that mind how long while your poem is not being discussed. But you need to know it should be discussed with your parents, with the close friends, the group. Take joy, take confidence. That is good for you, So making sense to you. The if you selected here your poems there, outstanding. You should take pride in that. But we don't want to nurture a place for competition, jealousy, unnecessarily feel don't belong, don't include it. Matter of fact, nobody should include everything in life. You always take a time to get there. The purpose for this class is that we help to build that channel, that environment, that process your life. You can get there. Am I making sense to you guys? Yeah. So, okay. That being said, so you bring down consideration to your parents. Very important for them to know this is how we do things, not exclude anybody. Try to actually, in effect, include everybody, help each one to where they are, and assign necessary help to them to help them where they are to grow in the next stage. Okay, Elaine, do you have any inputs at this point? Feel free to share. It's only the beginning. You have any suggestions?
Not right now.
Okay.
I'm still kind of learning how this all works and everything. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
an observer, I feel like right now.
Yeah. You and I discuss a little bit about your purpose here to be always there. But can you share a little bit your intention?
Yeah, I just spoke with Emmanuel about the fact that, this part of your time here is a writing class, and writing and grammar go hand in hand. And so just kind of being a part of that and seeing, how we can create more crossover to apply the things that we're learning in grammar into y'all's writing to make it all the more effective.
Okay. Yeah, I think we also discussed maybe sometime Elaine will pick a few poems to see if it can help in her class or other settings. Even here, pitch in to discuss to help improve some grammars. Okay, we're going to borrow her help here as well. So is that making sense to you? She can bring your own writing to her class, try to help you to improve grammar as well. So welcome her presence here. I'm sorry being formal in a group setting. Unfortunately, somebody has to take a lead in discussing things. So, yeah. Well, that being said, I want to make sure in message-wise, in memorization-wise, let's see. Everybody have Elaine's email? Okay, then send your poem right now. Now, send to Elaine and to me, Emmanuel Sun, so I can have it.
I did.
You already did? Okay. You did that.
Kayla, Benji, and Elijah.
You didn't get.
I did not see
Oh.
it.
You got one right.
Okay, let's go through one by one. Yeah. I only have Niles. I think now you sent to me on SZK, not the Kingdom.
I sent it to you, I think.
On the Kingdom one? Okay. Can you send that to me again? I could not locate it. So.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Send to you again. So to the Kingdom Age email.
Okay, I don't know if I have
It's in the discussion. You don't have Google Docs?
I have Google Docs on my computer.
Oh, not on your phone. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I have short
It's
hair.
an app. Yeah. Do you guys access to internet here? Am I?
sent it to you.
Okay. Okay. Let me see.
Did you get it, Elaine?
Elaine, is it
Oh, I have it.
Cochran@gmail.com? It's on the text.
It's Elaine with 2 I's, Cochran @gmail.com.
That's not
Mine says no matching result.
Did you get mine, Emmanuel? I just sent it to you.
ELAIINE.
Yeah, I think I saw yours. I saw yours. Yeah.
Use the
So.
one that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you told me.
Yeah.
The group chat.
Two eyes.
No,
You
I
can literally
have.
just copy it. They're in group chat. Oh yeah, it's on the group chat.
Yeah, I used the one that's in the group chat. I just copied it and pasted it.
So let's work this out because you need it. Again, go back to your own group leader. If you can't get it done, make sure they see they get it done. Okay? You need help, let them on spot to help you. Okay? So let everybody's home come to us by the end today. Okay? Today, take some time, make sure that it's given to everybody. I don't have everybody's. Let me give you a list who I have.
I sent it to your Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, okay.
You want me to send it?
Email for him.
Hold on.
I sent it to the one that he sent to
Like
the
for everybody
text.
else, I've gotten like an email.
Yeah, I'm just saying it straight from docs. Like I'm like saying like share my like thing right from docs, and it's just saying that.
Emmanuel, have you gotten mine?
Not yet.
You didn't
So
get mine.
no, not yet. So
Did,
I don't know yet. So that's the point.
I did send it.
Okay, that's good.
Wait.
So
Okay, I have. Let me share with you. I have Burning Home. I think that's Naomi's. Naomi, would you care to have your poem to be named in the title? Maybe you can first start with your own name. Let me change it. Naomi Pinson. That way, let me give you a convention. This is going to be confusing if we don't do it. So here we go. Can I have this blackboard? Okay, so okay. Is there some? I think I know the marker where it is.
Sorry, they don't need it anymore. Or there's
Oh,
just
there is?
on the other whiteboards that are already unpacked if you want to grab that.
Okay. In other words, we need to build a communication. Also, I'm going to in the day to come, maybe teach you guys some basic tools. Okay, so I have. Let me see. No, I have you share with everybody your email as well, man. Okay, just on that message board right now, you share your email with everybody. So, writing class. So. And what I want to do is that when you send that out, I want you to, in the writing class session, say that I shared my essay or my poem, so that people in that discussion will know you send it through Google Docs. Sometimes we might miss it. There's so many students, hard to know which. Am I right? So making sense to you? So you want to go there to say I send it out, give a name. So the convention. We're going to use Naomi. Yeah. Title, convention, okay? Oh, my, what to say? Title, this is convention with the template. Is a name, dash, then the title of your poem. If you want, you can add a date, okay? So, is that making sense to you guys? So, convention. Okay, so we're going to see Naomi. Follow this convention. Okay. A burning hope. That's a title, am I right? So then date is 11/22/2022. Is that making sense to you guys? So okay. Name and Naomi Pinson if you want to. Actually, first name and last name. Okay, so and title with this. So that's how you title things. Okay, then share things on Google Doc first. Google Doc can be done in your app, on phone, and then browser. Okay, so okay. Third, when you share this Google Doc, make sure it goes to writing class. Okay, sorry. That message, okay? Let everybody know you have done it, okay? So that's it. So okay, that's how you do your homework. Now we have every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, hopefully, we're gonna every 2 weeks, okay? We're gonna have homework, rotating A, hopefully it's a poem, Anyway, so B, the next 2 weeks will be SC. Okay, SC. Now group setting, it will be small group first, your own discussion group. Then go to either first, actually, I think we're gonna use Nova first. Nova, is that okay for you? Huh? How to say Nova for grading, okay? So grading. And then share also with Justin as Elaine. For sure, after everything, you're going to share with me. Okay, so and so that process. Now the timeline, we're going to try to figure out every time. Give you homework, give you a date, so that you know which date you're going to submit it. Normally it's which date? Wednesday. Yeah, by Saturday, right? So okay, Noah, can you furnish this one? Maybe the more detail to this process, so everybody understands the process. So, yeah. That's a small group. Small group. Yeah. You can discuss what to do. Basically, do you have a battle plan when you do the submit the homework?
Oh, well, yeah, it's just like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just-
Refurbish the whole thing a little bit, so
So
everyone
kinda what we did
understand.
these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, reiterate a little bit, so everyone
With group
understand.
leaders and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys should be aware at this point of who you are in the whole group leader setup as either a group leader or someone who's under a group leader or someone that's just kind of by themselves, like some of my siblings are. So for instance, Kayla is kind of a group leader for Kate, making sure that she reviews. And this is something we didn't clarify particularly,
Go for it.
but did you want them just reviewing or also grading the poems?
You're gonna grade them. You will grade everything,
So, yeah,
so.
what you guys are going to occupy yourself with as a group leader is reviewing your group's poems, just reviewing it, giving advice, maybe even.
Help the edit it, make sure it's edited good, so.
Yep, yeah, editing for sure, so
Yeah.
grammar's another big thing that we've talked about before. So that's your responsibility as a group leader.
Mm.
And this is what caused a little bit of confusion last week that I would like to clear up with everyone, so please make sure you're listening. When we say that the poem is due, that means that you submit your poem to whoever your group leader is, or if you are a group leader, or you're not a part of the group leader system, you submit it to me. And at that point, it would probably be good to submit it to Emmanuel and Elaine as well. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
The reason there was a second due date is because those of you who were under a group leader, your poems, which on the due date were submitted to your group leader, also need to be submitted to Emmanuel, me, and Elaine. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
So both of them on the same day?
No, you, as someone that's under your group leader, when the due date comes around, your responsibility is to submit it to, in your case, Isaac. So when your poem is due, it's due to your group leader. Does that make sense? And so after he's reviewed it, after a few days that passes after that due date, which last week was the 19th, after that, your poem is due on the 21st to be submitted to the, I guess, I don't know what we call the teachers, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the instructor, you
Yeah.
can call them, yeah,
And so it is kind of the responsibility too of your group leader to make sure that is done as well.
yeah.
So for instance, if something wacky like this happens where you submit, for some reason, your poem to me before you even submit it to Isaac on the due date, but the due date passes and you hadn't submitted to Isaac, that actually counts as
Missing,
you got it late because you didn't submit it to the right person. You just submitted it to your group leader on the due date,
yeah. You basically have 1 week seriously to write a poem in the essay.
which is split time. Yeah.
Then with that time, you still can work with your SC director or whatever, the group leader, to edit it, review it. There was a mountain time to do that, 3 or some days, Saturday to Wednesday,
About 2
basically.
days, yeah.
That's a long time to review, back and forth. I want you guys to use that time efficiently to build relationship, right? You want to build relationship more than that's the writing, but give you time in that time to make sure when you submit your poem to Noah through your group leader, will be well edited, so he don't worry about your spelling, your poor grammar, those kind of things, and your group leaders will help learn grammar. Now you can put it what others taught you about Elaine, like others, to help with the grammar. You have questions, that's a good time to ask Elaine to help you out a little bit, through group leaders. So those are wonderful opportunities to build relations with people. That's what my intent. My intent is more than for you to get a poem down. My intent is now you have a reason to reach out, to have a relationship, right? Make sense to you, and they're familiar with what's going on here. They can always give you a guide to what you're confused about. If you need somebody help to that peer group, I'm happy to pitch in to help you guys out in that small group. So no, I don't want to take over the conversation.
All I would
so,
say
yeah.
is that those of you who were group leaders that felt like maybe you didn't really do much in terms of helping this week, that's because you're dealing with a poem. When we get into essays, there's going to be a lot more minuteness and detail-oriented examination.
Yeah,
Your groups.
that's true.
Yeah, when we get to essays, for sure. So
That is
grammar
true.
is a really, really big thing in essay writing.
Yeah. Also understand this process is set up. We try to practice it. It does not always stay the same. We can always adjust it. So now with Noah finally greeted everything. Noah, by that time you might want to submit to me. So ones you think worthy to be discussed. Let's lower the number to 3 because of one.
Yeah, I think
Our 3 is good, all right? So, yeah. Today, no, not sure. Noah, do you have anything for me to review? Have you graded everything?
everything is graded.
Everything graded. Which one you want me to us to discuss today? Not really?
No,
No? Go ahead.
I do.
Give us one.
Let's see. So I guess going off of the system of the best or highest graded poems,
Mm.
let's see. Let's do Isaac's for sure. And
Isaac, let me
so
see.
we can start with his.
Again, can you change your title right now, your poem, so that we know the title, who is whose? The title, like that convention I just lay out for you right now. Go to your doc.
I tried to get on Google
I
Docs
put
and I have
Miles'
to.
name
Okay.
on his.
I
Okay.
have to confirm my
Okay.
email in order
So,
to do it.
what is your first sentence? I was petrified. Is that yours?
No.
Okay. Who's that one? I was
It
petrified.
was
mine.
Liam's.
Oh, that's yours. Okay. Okay, that Leanne's. Okay, let me help you change
I
it.
already typed mine.
Yes, you did. You did. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Mine
Thank you.
is titled Hope. And
Oh, okay.
and mine has my name on it.
Yours had your name on it. Okay.
Not at the front, but you can see it if you.
Huh? I don't see it.
Here.
Okay. So,
I actually
which one?
here I can show you what it is because I brought up a piece of paper with it.
Isaac, what's Isaac? I don't see Isaac. Isaac, have you shared that with me yet?
Yeah, but I can try again.
Okay.
Make sure we're all using the emails that were.
I used
That's
it.
Emmanuel's
I used
fine.
Emmanuel.
KeenMagic.org.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one that I shared it with, but I can try.
What's the title name?
Yes.
What?
It's hope.
Well,
They're all, yeah.
No. They all have different
They're all
titles
hope.
actually.
It has my name first and then the title.
Okay.
Huh?
You should just see Isaac Fry.
Whoa, he talked like you. He sounds like you. Isaiah. I didn't hear him often. So.
I wasn't talking.
I guess
Yeah, no, he's talking. I thought it was you talking.
community folder.
That's so funny.
I'll remove
That's
I've actually
good.
done something like
I'll
that,
remove
so
it.
Okay, I don't have it, so
I'll remove
easy
it.
to set up. I just
I can show you mine
wanna make
if you
sure
want.
everybody-
I saw yours, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I also brought mine on paper.
You bought your paper. Now give that to me. Thank you.
It got a little crinkle, but
Nice. Oh my, yeah, serious. Now I like you. You're a good student. To me. Okay. Now, let me do this. We're going to get another week for you guys to submit. Next time, we're going to have you guys review it. By that time, also, I'm going to discuss with our directors here to think about essay as homework next time. Okay? We're going to kick off in full gear on that thing. Today I want to read a poem and borrow Justin, especially he's here. Hopefully he'll continue to be with us. If you are with me, if you don't, I'll give the title of the poem. You can do a search online. You will quickly find it.
What page is it?
I have no idea. Yes. Yeah. That is 457. I like it. You brought yeah. That's a book I want you guys to buy it. Okay. So
We have this one.
yeah, one of them. Okay.
And what about Emma?
457. It's this poem. It's this one. You might don't have it, but the title. The title, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. Let me repeat. Do a search. Young man, take a search. Read the book.
We only have one.
You have one?
No,
okay,
on
but
your
you
phone.
on your phone.
Look it up. Look up the phone.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Do not go gentle into that good night. So that is 457.
By Dylan Thomas.
I think so. Yeah, that's a good point. This a lot.
They took me to the phone. Man.
Okay. Everybody found that poem already? Okay.
Or 50.
Okay. Do not go gentle into that good night. Now I don't want to be strict with you guys, but hey, don't talk with another when others begin to move on with the teaching. Okay. Second, when others tell you what to do, quickly respond so that we don't delay one another. Now, I want you to be very effective with that. We're going to look at you and decide whether you're doing effective with this class or not. On term, I'm going to discipline those things. Maybe your parents don't do that for you. You will receive that here. Okay? And I don't want to complain. You're going to go on with this as a regime. Half a year later, your life will be changed. You'll know what to lesson, when to lesson, how to dialogue, have a better relation built around you, especially be an effect students. Don't you like that, to have those life skill built in your life? Am I right, Lian? Yeah? You eventually will benefit tremendously by those things. Somebody has to take the time to do that for you. Making sense to you? Yeah, so if you struggle in the beginning, oh my God, I have a hard time with that guy, so yeah. But eventually he's thriving in the education process. A hard time with Noah when I teach the coding, he don't even listen to me. So no, you're the same page. You're the same age. So I don't blame you. You can't, but you need somebody to tell you this is what to do. Follow it, right? So don't think it's a strange mentor. Okay, the title is "Do Not Go Gentle into the Good Night." Are you guys found it where to read? Okay. I'm going to read this author's bio here, that in this little book. Dylan Thomas is a poet's name. He's a Welsh poet, critic, playwright, and fiction writer. Dylan Thomas, 1914, that is actually the year the First World War ended, am I? Justin, that's the first year World War, am I? So, no, 18? I'm not sure now. Yeah. To 1953, come on. Was born in the seaport town of Swansea, Carmarthenshire, that must be Britain. His father was a senior English master at the grammar school that Thomas attended as a boy. Although bright, he failed his university exams in 1931 and dropped out of school. He drifted between a number of odd jobs during his youth, including work as a reporter, editor, and reviewer. Moving to London in 1934, Thomas led a poor bohemian lifestyle, sharing quarters with a group of other young artists and drinking heavily. Very bad life. 2 years later, he met Caitlin McNamara in a pub and married her the following July. Thomas had built up quite a reputation, literary and otherwise, by the end of the decade. In 1950, always in search of money, Thomas launched his first 4 eccentric and drunken reading tours of America. That's terrible. He was only 35 years old and would be dead in 4 years. One night at the New York White Horse Tavern, Thomas collapsed during a drinking binge, I don't know what that means, and died a few days later. It's a very terrible lifestyle. But this is a poem that is well read. I mean, many people like this poem I read. We're going to have Justin read for us, a wonderful reader. We'll have a few people read for us before we discuss these things. Go ahead, Justin.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right. Because their words had forked no lightning they. Do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Well, I like to read until then. Justin's a wonderful reader, so we're going to have him read again after we fully understand the poem after a while, before we wrap up the discussion. So do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn at rave and close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men and their end know dark is right. Because of words and force no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last way by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sung the song in flight are learned too late, degraded on its way. Do not go gentle in that good night. Green men near death who see with a blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying the light. And you, my Father, there on the sand height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Okay, Elaine, we need a female voice.
I enjoyed your reading, by the way.
Thank you. Better than your dad's? Okay, I'm satisfied.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right. Because their words had forked no lightning they. Do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now. With your fierce tears I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
So, understanding from Noah. Maybe give some hints. Noah, you want to read? You're welcome.
Which do I do?
What do you mean?
I can read it.
Yes.
Okay.
Read with passion now.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words have forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
So, understanding, Justin, feel free to take the lead. So I'm just conductor here. So
Take a lead.
yeah, take a
This is a
lead.
pretty
Discussion.
poem.
Famous, very famous. Yeah.
I think context is important.
Yes.
Because I think you can interpret this poem two ways.
Yeah.
This poem's often used in military circles.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, just about brothers fighting one with another and raging against the dying of the light is raging against dying or death. Or fighting back against
Yeah.
that. You could also take a more softer approach to it
Yeah.
and talk about the passing of a father or somebody of significance in that way. And so you might read it a little bit softer, where it's more desperate. When
Oh,
you're saying
more
rage
des-
against
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's like a pleading
Yeah.
that is more tender.
Sure. Yeah. I see the year interesting. 52, the year prior his death. You know, so he's 35-year-old. He died, so his father might be, not that old. So there's compound contest here. So, but would you do a breakdown here a little bit for some key notions for young mind to know how to understand this poem properly?
Yeah, so I think let's just look at the title. Maybe that would be good to get people's thoughts on what they think that the good night, that good night it means. What is that a metaphor of?
Death, obviously. Am I
Right.
saying,
Could it also mean like in death, like resting as well? Like don't go into that good night, as in like don't go into the resting stage, like when your body dies, kind of.
Yeah. And what do you think it means by do not go gentle?
Don't take it as something easy.
How's that meaning for sure?
To
Yeah.
have like the
Mhm.
fight to stay alive. you know?
Yeah. Oh, I want the young ones especially, you newcomers especially, if you don't be shy. If life takes some blunder, but It's good is to participate, okay? So don't feel a stranger in this class. We don't want stranger in this class, okay? So now what do you think about this poem? Don't quite get it, that's okay.
I don't quite understand it. I get what it's trying to.
Me
hint
too.
at, but like,
Me too. I have a hard time. So yeah. In the beginning, especially. So. Go ahead. Finish your thought. That's it. Okay. Let's ask your big brother. What do you think? You understand this poem? You learn. Good boy. Okay. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead. Point something. So.
Well, I mean, there's a lot
There's a lot. Okay.
to go into, but I mean, you could take it. Do you want to take it verse by verse?
Yeah, I want you to basically make an exposition on this, so
Sure.
we learn how to read the poem
Yeah.
together. Yes.
So let's let's break it down. So we'll go back to the start, which I think, obviously the title gives us the context, right? And so knowing that the plead here is not going gently, so that and that could mean don't give up, that could mean don't give up without a fight. And so depending on the context of how you're saying it, into that good night, which is here is representative of death. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. And so close of day here is using an image, again, with the good night, representative of death. Close of day, end of day, is putting a reference towards the end of one's life. And so old age should burn and rave. Both of those terminologies there, I would say, burning is intense, raving is like a more aggressive or fervent way of living out. And then it says here again, rage against the dying of the light. And so this here is not rage, is just like uncontrolled anger, but again, it's an image of really fighting with or wrestling against or pushing back against the dying of the light, which is again representative of death.
I think it's more poetic than real. Tell you to be angry about things.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Can I add a note there? Maybe just borrow some light here. Look at the last paragraph, the first paragraph. You will see he was this backdrop of the father, am I? And this time we know he is of old age. And the young poet was living aware on ordinary life, right? So for sure the relationship might have difficulty in different places. And we suppose the father is in a state of distress and illness, facing the last days, which is suitable for the second sentence of the second line of the poem. Now there must be some conversation carried on between the two. Those days you have telephones now, so imagine if I am the poet, I found my father in the dying age, pretty distressed way, withered way. The passion, the liveliness of his life, was just flicker away, So, and the young man, obviously very passionate young man, he don't want to see that side his father in the last days. I think the poem written to encourage the father to make the last leg of his life being meaningful, and to so.
I think it's important too in that context.
Yeah, good.
The relationship of the young man to his father is really key.
Yes.
Not having context, right? So if he has an unhealthy relationship with his father, there could be some guilt you find in here.
Yeah,
His
they
dad's
actually
passing on, and there's not a connection of relationship. If you have a good relationship with your father, it's more of a grieving
good thing.
process, right? So this can take on a lot of different contexts.
All different contexts.
Depending on how you discern or understand or even relate to.
Yeah, that's gonna inspire us to do a study of the poet's life in real life. That's meaningful for us to truly understand what he tried to say here, right? So that's how you read the poems. It's from that kind of question mark, curiosity, bring to study the poet's life in this kind of situation as a joy for truly understand the poem. So, but on that point, this person knows here, he said, curse, bless me. The last stanza, the second line said, curse, bless me now. Wow, that's a complicated plea, you know. So obviously the relation with the Father was a complicated one in that simple plea, you know. So can you believe that? That's interesting. That's how the power of poem, poetic expression. Just by the simple 3 words there, now said, now, don't just wither away. Do something with this relationship. Whether you're unhappy about me, just dump your anger to me, you know, share your complaint against me, you know. Or you want some good thing wish on me, please bless me now, you know. He is pleading for our communication, for a restoration relationship, and he was not settled where the relation was frozen, obviously, you know. So, amen, hallelujah. You can see that aching heart wants a father to really be restored back in his life. So, go ahead, brother, you continue. Yeah.
I feel like you encapsulated the whole poem.
I did? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Well, I think in that point too, curse or bless.
Yeah.
The author here, he doesn't care what his father says.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No matter what
if
you
it's a
say.
curse or it's a
Yeah.
blessing, I would
Yeah.
rather you say it.
Our,
And let's not leave things unresolved. Let's
yeah,
not-
yeah, yeah.
He's really pleading for the last moments of any level of context of relationship.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so, in many ways, it's not just about the father dying.
Yes.
It's about the relationship.
They had, yeah.
That connection with the father.
That's
that
true.
the dying of the light is the dying of that relationship.
Yes.
Whether it was healthy or unhealthy.
Yes,
And
yes,
so,
yes.
yeah, the restoration of that's, I think, really, really critical.
Yes. Then the list for different man categorized, very meaningful category there. Wise man, good man, wild man, green man. You look at all the history of man, have different categorization. Read out the different template, right? So then project himself as the father into this picture. That's interesting view, point, a creative point, if you will. A poetic mind will go. So to look at things common, simple, yet so zoomed in to project a totally different inventive interpretation of human life. So when you look at me with curiosity, any understanding, any comments? Don't be awkward. Treat our class as if it's your home. Huh? That's because we have new faces here that change the way how we do class. Okay, so you need to be the maintainer, the enhancer of a conduct, a healthy way during character class. Right? So build that context, then they can flow you. Amen. Hallelujah. Don't be shy. So, yeah. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Well, like you guys said, I think it's with even like Caleb saying with the title, not willingly giving up to death is one way to look at it, and
Yeah.
I like how you just alluded to the last part there where it says, "Curse bless me now with your fierce tears." I think it's